All right. Good morning, guys. Today is Friday, June 13th, and we have market open. Give me a second. So let's see if we can get any good trades for the day. Yesterday, unfortunately, we had like two official back-to-back losses. Personally, I had three back-to-back losses on the 10-point account. And then the official trades, we had two back-to-back losses. So even for me, I'm at break even for the week. Um, and let's see if we can get something to maybe push us back in profit. So just looking at US 30 right now, and the analysis that's there, you can see we are forming higher highs and higher lows. So we are trending to the upside on US 30. I forgot to look at the EMAs before this. So uh, give me one moment here. I always forget to look at the EMAs for some reason. I need to remember to be doing that, but I don't think, yeah. So based off of where we are at, all EMAs had been retested before market open. We have the 4-hour EMA 1 and hourly EMA 2. We don't have, they're not in an area of supply on the 15 minutes. So let's go to the actual time frames to see if we have a 4-hour supply zone. So we don't have a 4-hour supply zone. So maybe the hourly one will give us a supply zone. So the hourly EMA2 is in a supply zone. However, it's literally next to a 599. It's literally next to an hourly bullish order block. So that entry would be invalid because we have an order block that's, so you can see this hourly right here, right? It's literally next to this hourly bullish order block. So in any case, even looking at price action right now, it looks like US 30 will be trending to the upside, right? So if you look at all these wicks from the bottom, so I always say make sure to check out the wicks either from the upside or downside. So we'll see what we'll get for the pre-market. So let's see, we might get a pre-market low. So today's pre-market low is all the way down here. If we turn on our zones, if we if we turn on the zones, you'll see that this would be actually a good buy right here. So in any case, I would hope for US 30 to come back down, tap the pre-market low, and then push back to the upside. Yesterday, price actually reversed around the pre-market high from yesterday. There was an entry. However, if you guys remember during the live session, I said that yesterday's pre-market high wasn't in an area of supply. But if it was, that trade would have won because we got some rejection because yesterday's pre-market high was here and we got this rejection, which is what we would have traded. But unfortunately, for me, it just wasn't in an area of supply. Let's see. Trades. All right. Countries. String to two. If we close below, let's see. So no, we're still in an area of this 60. And for price action, if we look at the EMAs, price is pretty much below most of the EMAs. So we can probably, so US 30 might be coming down to either the pre-market low. So if we look at where price is at, you can see how many EMAs we are below. So we are below this EMA, two, three, four, five. One, two, three. So out of eight EMAs, price is below five EMAs. So we are bearish on US 30, but I don't think that bearish nature will stay around for long. So there's, I think, probably based off of what I'm seeing, there's two kind of scenarios. So we can get price rejecting off of this bullish order block and then going back up. The other one is price coming to this, the low of that bullish order block and going back up. And the last part is price coming to the pre-market low, which is right here, and then going back up. So I think those are three different scenarios because we can already tell that we are having a lot of buying pressure. So we're having a lot of wicks from the bottom. We already printed a 15-minute sell pre-market, so I don't think we'll get another one. And the the key thing for this the key thing for this 15-minute ones, we want to look for the 15-minute SAR levels that print after market open because also, well, it doesn't, those are the ones we want to trade, right? But anytime a 15-minute prints, normally it signifies a reversal back to the other side. So it is possible also from here, we get a reversal back to the upside, maybe until we print another 15-minute. For EMAs selling, I think the only EMA I would be selling at is this 30-minute EMA 2. Yeah, because it's far away enough from the nearest order block. So for any sells, I'll be looking to take a sell at this 30-minute EMA 2. That's the only one that I see that is valid because this 15-minute one, yes, it hasn't been tested, but you can see we literally have a 30-minute bullish low order block, like halfway or a third of our TP. So that's a little tricky. So you want something that um, definitely you want something if you're selling or if you're taking a trade, right? If you're selling, you don't want a bullish order block anywhere 50% of your TP. If the bullish order block is like 90% of your TP, then that's fine to take because we are scalping, right? But if in this instance, if we are selling at this 15-minute EMA 2, you can see this 30-minute bullish low is literally at 40% of our TP. So for price to push down past that order block and you're scalping, the probabilities start lowering. So for me, for EMAs, that's the entry I'm looking at. We don't have any buy side EMAs that I can see unless, let's see. We're not going to get an hourly one. The 30-minute, the 30-minute would only be a sell, and we don't even have a supply zone to take a sell on the 30-minute. Yeah. So right now, mostly, I don't even know if we're gonna get any trades today, honestly. So unless a big push happens, I'm not sure we are going to get a trade, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mm.
Give me a second. All right, sorry guys. Okay, so there goes that drop. So what are we looking for here? We are a bit far from this pre-market high. I'm sorry, pre-market low. Let's see. So we want US 30 to keep dropping. And keep in mind it's on Friday, right? So on Fridays, you normally expect the, a good amount of times you expect the opposite of what's happening, right? So it's Friday. Um, we had talked about all these weeks from the bottom. We were talking about probably US 30 swinging back up. But in order for US 30 to swing back up, it has to pick up liquidity from somewhere. So we have this order block. So if you remember those three things that I had drawn, let me see if I can get them back. Uh, those three price movements. Okay, ended up, never mind. But we had talked about possible reversal from this 4 hour bullish high, possible reversal at this 4 hour bullish low. We do have this monthly EMA down here. So here we have the pre-market low that's here. And then we do have a monthly EMA one that hasn't been tested, right? So what I'll do here, I will set a alert where I will take the buy. So the buy would be at 42,153.5. The 10-point buy, of course. 153.5. So somewhere there. I don't know if price is going to get down there. Hopefully it does, because if not, we don't have too many opportunities for entries today. So hopefully US 30 can keep sinking. This is a pre-market. And the other part, maybe we can get an SAR rejection, because if price keeps pushing to the downside, we might get an SAR rejection level. So maybe an hourly one, right? Because we've had a 15-minute, 30-minute. When was the last time we had an hourly sell? So the last time we had an hourly sell was all the way up here. So we might get an hourly SAR rejection. So let's let's hope that price keeps pushing down. And then if price keeps pushing down, we'll get an hourly, probably most likely an hourly SAR rejection. We've already gotten a 15-minute and a 30-minute one. So we'll see if we get that. All right, there goes the push down. We should get an SAR rejection somewhere here. Gold rejected. For those of you who still trade gold, we had a pre-market high rejection on gold earlier on today. Uh, right here. I think it was this candle. Yep, on the market open candle. Yeah, there was a pre-market entry for gold on. Yeah. All right, so let's see where we are at. So we closed below the 30-minute and the hourly. We do have a supply zone up here for this EMAs. So on the hourly, we close below. So we do have a supply zone. The supply zones are on the 15 15 minutes. So the supply zones are not really on the this higher time frame EMAs, but so long as we have a supply zone, say on the 15, so this would be an area I would want to sell US 30 from. If we do get back up here, I would try to sell it on the higher EMA. So because we have two EMAs, so instead of at the hourly, so maybe at the 30-minute. So if price comes back up here, 41, so 51.3 would be the entry there. I think price will keep maybe pushing down, but we'll see. So we've closed we've closed below this order block. So typically what you want to observe with order blocks is what price does around that order block, right? So if it's a bullish order block, if we look at what happened to this candle right here, which is why I normally sensitize about watching wicks. So here, what do we see? And let me turn off the zones. What do we see, or what story does this tell us here? This tells us that price came, tapped into the 4-hour bullish high order block, and then rejected all the way to the top, right? So in this instance, what we would expect is continuation of price to the upside, right? So if you see price rejecting from a bullish order block with a big wick from the bottom, you normally expect price to keep pushing up. If you see price rejecting from a bearish order block with a big wick from the top, you normally expect a big spike of price to the downside. So you see here, if we keep replaying, or if we keep playing the candles here, you'll see how price kept pushing up. So this is where I was talking earlier. In order for price to go up or down, they have to pick up liquidity somewhere. So it can be from an area of supply, an area of demand. It can be from an order block. It can be from an SAR level. But watch the wicks, and the wicks normally tell you the story of what is happening. So here, if say we were to maybe push back up, I would have expected for price to reject off of this 4-hour bullish order block and push all the way up. But we had a strong close below this order block. So I still, and you can see here, even for the EMAs, now we have more EMAs in the red. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 EMAs that are close by, 7 of those EMAs are bearish, right? So we've turned to be in a bearish environment. So for me, the only thing I care about is an entry. So I either need an SAR, like the best thing that would happen here is to form an SAR rejection somewhere here. And then I would probably take that to swing back up. If price comes back up here to this hourly and 30-minute EMAs, I'll be taking a sell to push or to ride price back down. So it's one of those two. We are still a little far from the pre-market low. I think it's going to get hit, but it's just a matter of when are we going to hit it. So we are 200 points away from it. So 200 points is a little too wide for US 30, but if we get big candles, then we should be able to reach that. But 200 points is kind of a wide move for US 30. But we'll see if we get any of these entries here. Man, it's like watching paint dry. So we're still getting some push down, but we're still pretty far away from the pre-market low. Pretty far from the EMAs. Pre-market low is at 160. Uh, Hopefully we can get like a big push up and down. Okay. All right. So yeah, so this week for me, I'm pretty much at break even. So the 10-point account, just down $300 for the week. Started off the week with a win. Tuesday had a loss. Wednesday had a $6,500 win. Yesterday had like a 6,400, excuse me, loss that just brought me back to about break even for the week. And then the the 10 point, no, that's the 10. So this is the 10-point entry account. The 5-second entry account, pretty much same thing, break even for the week. So this is the first week in the last like 6 weeks that actually the last time I had a losing week was what, second week of May. Yeah, second week of May, but so we'll see. So, as I said yesterday, this is to be expected, and it's not like such a big losing. But with this, again, with these strategies, you expect, and this is the first losing week for the 10-point entry. That's if I don't get any other entry today. Yeah, but keep in mind all these strategies, pretty much these strategies, they have uh so if I just do the SAR levels rejection, SAR rejection scalp, EMA rejection scalp, and pre-market rejection scalp, uh, they have about 60 to 70% win rate for the 5-second entry. And for the 10-point entry, they have like a 50% win rate. But the 10-point entry, we go for a 1:2 risk to reward. So one thing you need to keep in mind for this strategy is with a 60 or 70% win rate for every 10 trades, you expect to have like 6 winning trades or 7 winning trades. But eventually you'll have like either 3 back-to-back losses, or you'll have like 3 losses spread out. So which is what like for me happened yesterday. So I haven't had 3 back-to-back losses the last time I had 3 back-to-back losses uh on the 5-second entry, I haven't had 3 back-to-back losses. Oh wait, I did. No, but this one I had 1 win. So I haven't had 3 back-to-back losses for the 5-second entry account. For the 10-point entry account, I have had 3 back-to-back losses yesterday. So if we go to the 10-point entry account, you see that yesterday had 3 back-to-back losses. And for me, since I'm risking 1% per trade, if I have 3 back-to-back losses, whether it's on the 10-point account or the 5-second entry account, I just call it a day. So, but eventually, like, eventually there's those days or those trading weeks that you'll have those 3 losses. But, another good thing is that once those 3 losses happen, um, you kind of most likely the probabilities are higher that the next trades that you'll take are profitable trades. So hoping that maybe we get something here today that maybe puts me back in profit for the week. If not, that's fine. Then we just start over next week. So for Friday, I stop trading during the morning session. I don't trade during the afternoon session on Fridays. So I only trade morning and afternoon sessions Monday through Thursday. On Friday, it's only the morning session. 269. All right, guys. I don't think we'll get anything. We have 13 minutes before we get to 11, and 11 is when I cut off my morning trading session. Unless something major happens, let's see, I can stick around for maybe 10 or so more minutes to see, because we have that pre-market low that's right here. But I just don't see a lot of liquidity in the market to drop price about 100 points. But at this point, I think that's the closest trade that we'll have is this pre-market low. But we need some sort of big push to enable us to get into this buy right here. So I'll stick around for maybe 10 or so minutes. But yeah, I honestly, I don't know if we are going to be able to get this before 11. All right. So we have a push back to the upside. So we have 5 minutes before 11. So the only trade I can take here is this I'm sorry, EMA rejection on the hourly time frame. Mm, it's what? It's the 9 EMA. Okay, so let's see if we'll get that hourly in 4 minutes. It's a little bit too close to 11. If we get it, I'll take it. If not, then that will be it for the day and the week. So this one will be at 42. 42.7, so 52.7. Also, if we look at if you go to the hourly time frame, so I think now is when US 30 will head back to the upside. Um, if you look at this wicks, and this wicks are stemming from this order block. So we are inside the 4-hour bullish order block. So if this US 30 candle closes with that big wick from the downside, US 30, I think will keep pushing to the upside for the rest of the day. So it's 9:50, it's 10:58. I don't think we'll get that. So if you find any confluences for US 30 to the upside, probably good for a buy. But also it's Friday, so Friday also expect the opposite of what you are expecting. But other than that, so this week has been like sort of a break-even week for me. So hopefully next week is better. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. And I will see you guys next week.